you see they made a Shonda Rhimes Barbie?
I didn't. That's amazing. I love her. Oh my God. She's really cool.
Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Bridgerton, Season 2, Episode 1.
Capital R, Rake.
As in, like, Anthony.
He's
a rake. Yeah. Okay, I got that. 2 points. Number one, I'm sick right now, so I am white knuckling this. Number two, if you're new, which I assume that we'll probably get some new people with this, the dynamic is I'm an idiot and she explains the show back to me. So that's what we're going with. So season 1 came out.
Yep.
We watched it last year. We didn't cover it for our show, but we did do a podcast with Pod Clubhouse. I might see if I can find the link to that.
Yeah, we'll do a link.
Because I think it was an interesting conversation we had with them.
I agree.
If you want to hear our audio, our conversation about it. But we did never get around to covering it for our channel this time. So we're just going to dive in with season 2. Yep. I had put it on, but I kind of just fell asleep and did other stuff. But you and Rachel watched season 1.
Rewatched it recently, and in between, I read all 8 books.
So you know a lot.
I am on the up and up with everything.
So
as much as I can be. I've only read all the books once.
Mm-hmm. So this is our kind of recap review. We start off. Is this a year later?
Yeah, it's the following season.
Okay.
Yep.
So it is the sort of the coming out, the debutante, and it's Eloise's turn this time.
Correct.
She is thrilled
about
it.
It was so funny because I was telling Rachel yesterday, I don't know what the show is going to do. I know that, like, the books are very heteronormative. Every one of the siblings ends up with a period appropriate spouse. But I get big lesbian energy from Eloise, and I'm very curious what is actually going to happen.
I have a hard time, like, I conflate her with Haley Steinfeld's Dickinson.
Sure. Okay.
Because I think if this were 5 years ago, it would be Haley.
Yeah.
But not to say that
her name
Claudia Jessie is fantastic.
She's so good. I love her.
Well, so one of the things I do find interesting and I do like about the show is how it navigates the tightrope between very classical, traditional and a little bit more modern, more
well, it's like historical fiction, kind of.
Yeah, in some ways it's very progressive, in other ways it's very traditional. And so there's a lot of talk comparing Eloise to her sister Daphne. And the angle they seem to be going, at least as of episode 1, is that Daphne was sort of like the perfect diamond. And so everybody's trying to make Eloise into Daphne, which is just dumb. Let's go ahead and say that Daphne is the perfect diamond. Mm-hmm. Why are you trying to... It's like turkey bacon. It's like, why are you trying to make this thing into a thing that it's not?
Or like Miracle Whip. Like,
well, Miracle Whip has this place.
Certain situations.
But it's just not mayonnaise.
Certain situations call for Miracle Whip. It's just not the same as mayonnaise.
But I think, from Eloise, from an outside perspective, Eloise is the single best because it's like she is zagging when you think the Bridgerton family is going to zig.
Yeah.
So as I recall the show, it's these two families. It's the Bridgertons and the Featheringtons. Yeah. I have an issue with that. I think it should either be Featherton or Feathering. It's the Featherington.
Featherington. Yeah, I don't know. I like it.
I just want to start adding like Featherington, Clarkville Station.
Shire.
And they're sort of frenemies. They're sort of rivals.
Yeah, it's just that like the Bridgertons are very like old school and classy, and it's not that the Featheringtons are new money, but like Mrs. Featherington is tacky.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I have blinders because of the Polly Walker of it all. I love Polly Walker, and so I mean, she's very much cut from the Cinderella's wicked stepmother cloth. But I do love the style, the sensibilities, the aesthetics of the show. I love its blend of, because it's not, historically accurate. Yeah. It's a lot of the dresses. It's like the shapes are pretty.
It's like the Empire cut and everything of it is very, but it's like the colors.
There are plastic sequins on these dresses.
The jewels that they're wearing are all like.
But I love that because Lady Portia, she wears lots of metallics and lots of like very bright yelly. And the Featheringtons are kind of the worst with the exception of Penelope. And she's just sort of the like, she's only here for the food.
Yeah. So she's like the wallflower. She is spoiler alert if you haven't watched season 1, spoiler alert, she is Lady Whistledown, which we find out in the season 1 finale.
I was hard against that when it happened. I was like, I think we shouldn't have found out. I thought it was too soon, and I wasn't sure that I liked the reveal. And based on this episode, I think I'm enjoying
So
it.
if I'm remembering the books correctly, and it's hard for me to do it with this specific thing because you know it, like I knew it when I was reading all of the books, I don't think you find out until the 4th one.
Okay. We did get Daphne back. Mercifully, she had a better wig. We didn't have those bangs. I couldn't with the bangs.
The bangs were terrible. Well, they weren't even like this. They were like this. Yeah.
And I liked her. She's going to be in a little bit of this season, correct?
I don't know how many episodes, but I think more than this one.
So the elephant in the room is Reggae.
Reggae Jean Page
Did not come back, and I disagree.
Okay, I also disagree, except for now, having read the books, there is no point to him for the most part.
Sure.
He should. Hey, okay, I'm trying not to say a lot because there's things I'm very excited about for this season. The fact that he's not in the Pall Mall episode is making me crazy.
I miss his face.
Agreed.
There was just such a very, very rarely does somebody ride on screen, and I just sort of audibly was like, oh my God, who is that? Like, it's just like it's
very beautiful.
Where get candy views. If you ain't got star quality, like that's kind of where I go with it.
No, he's very beautiful. I will say all the Bridgerton boys are very attractive. Colin is currently traveling, and Anthony got a haircut, so that is a big thumbs up. But Anthony, Benedict, and Colin all are just like cute white boys with brown hair.
Interchangeable. Anthony and Benedict especially. I've got a better handle on Anthony, and I think that's because he's sort of the focal point.
This is it. This is the season that's about.
So my issue is, I understand that Simon, that what was it? He was a lord. Lord Bassett, Duke Bassett. I understand him not being necessary, but there is an element of I want to see some of the familiar faces. It's part of the like extended universe thing that we've become so accustomed to. Yeah. And so I just like the.
I mean, all the rest of the Bridgertons are there, so I mean it works.
I do like Anthony, even though he is a bit of a rake.
So he is a rake. Well, also, so in the first season, he was keeping a mistress. In this season, it appears he is paying sex workers.
But the mistress was the
opera singer.
They showed her in this. So
just her, like, her picture. That's it.
Do we think she's not in this?
Oh, no, she left with another man.
Oh.
Yeah. She was like, I literally don't want you anymore. He wants who I am, and you want me to be like a lady, and I don't want to do that.
He has standards. Okay.
Here's the thing. My favorite part of this, well, not my actual favorite part, but my favorite thing about him is that he literally, and we're going to get into it. The reason that he is trying to get married is, it has a lot of reasons, but he literally doesn't care who it is. He is just like, I want her to have a brain and be reasonably good looking.
Half a brain.
And that's it. Like, I don't even care about anything else. I just like don't want my kids to be stupid. And it's like stupid and ugly. And he's like, those are
Which is a risk.
But that's the end of the qualifications. He just like wakes up one morning, decides he's going to get married. And then just like, he's like, who's the diamond of the season? And he is single-minded from here on out. Okay.
I'm enjoying it. It's pretty traditional. You threw out that it was very Pride and Prejudice.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly that's the vibe of this season.
I agree. We have a new family, the Sharmas.
Yep.
It's Kate and Edwina and Mary, their mother. Mary is from England.
Correct.
She was a generation before.
She was a Sheffield.
Okay. Do we know the Sheffields?
No.
Okay.
But that is like that Sheffield is their name in the books.
But she was very. She was
the diamond of theirs.
Oh, she was the diamond. Okay, they said that. And then she fell in love with a nobody and ran away to India.
Yeah.
And he had a daughter already who is Kate.
Yes.
So Mary is not Kate's biological mother, but Mary is Edwina's biological mother.
Correct.
And so when he died, Mary and Kate did their best to raise
Well, he only recently died, and the issue now is that because he's dead, they don't get money unless the Sheffields give them money, and the Sheffields will only give them money if Edwina marries an English nobleman.
Just for the...
Because of the shame of Mary leaving with a nobody.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the scene that Lady Danbury where... So who is she? She's very powerful. I remember that.
Yeah.
She was Simon's aunt
and godmother, I think. Yeah. She's just fancy. She's just an important lady.
She's got the queen's ear.
Oh, yeah. She's been around a long time. She's friends with the queen. I don't know that we know exactly her position in society, but she's very elevated. She always opens the season. Her party always opens the season.
Right. It was in a conservatory this time, and it was very pretty.
Very pretty. And we got the intro with the Vitamin String Quartets, Material Girl. Excellent.
Which I've had in my iTunes since, I think, 2008.
Yeah, a long time. We've known about them a long time.
But I still think the Thank You Next was my favorite.
See, it was Wildest Dreams for me.
Yeah.
During the boning montage.
So Kate has no desire to wed.
Right.
How is she allowed to do that?
Well, okay. In the first place, she is only 21 in the books, I think.
She's 26 here.
She's 26 here, which is fine. I don't mind that kind of change. In the second place, in the books, she is also like open to the concept if like someone catches her eye, but she is not like trying. Their goal is to get Edwina married.
I was just under the impression that in this type of milieu that you could only be a single woman if you already had money, and they don't have money. But
if Edwina marries, they all have money. Okay. They'll be taken care of.
So she's just going rogue.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much, but like a couple of the other characters are old maids by the time they do. Everybody does get married, but a couple of them are like 28, 29 by the time they get married.
No prospects. And Kate is a rebel.
Yep.
We and Anthony meet her horseback riding in the dawn.
By herself at dawn. It's the by herself part that's
okay.
Unchaperoned, and that is wrong.
And
he is coming home from his prostitute's house
where he was chaperoned. So they had their meet cute. It was pretty contentious. Of course, it's very screwball.
Yeah.
In that regard.
That's okay. Yes, that's their kind of vibe. It's kind of like it happened one night sort of thing. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they were able to manipulate the queen into declaring Edwina the diamond.
So the queen is bored, essentially, and she's like, I need something to spice up the season. And Lady Danbury is like, you know what would spice up the season is naming the daughter of this shamed family the diamond of the season. And she's like, you know what?
Well, she has the qualifications, so
yeah.
It checks out.
She is lovely. Her name is Charithra Chandram. I don't know if any of those are soft CH sounds. Let me know. She is so cute. I love her. She's so pretty. And so is Simone Ashley. She's Kate.
She is beautiful. My goodness. So we still have Penelope lurking about in the periphery.
Yep.
What is her whole thing with the printer?
Oh, she is faking being a lady's maid.
Okay.
Yeah. And using her real Irish accent.
Well, she's like strong-arming him left and right, so...
Yeah, she basically is just sort of like, she wants the money. Like, now she's doing it for the money because her family has no money.
Okay.
And so she's like, although she can't give her family the money, so I'm not entirely sure how this is working out, but she basically is like, no, you'll charge me 18 to print this, and then like blah, 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 this and the other. So she's sort of strong-arming him there, but when she goes back and she's like late, she's like, it needs to be out by noon, and like, in that sense... She strong arms herself because she's like, and will only take 10 shillings for the rush order, or like 10 pounds for the rush order or whatever. But she's doing okay. And that's the thing, is because she's a wallflower, nobody suspects her of anything.
Except for, it seems that bitch of a sister of hers. Was it Philippa
it was Philippa, or no, it was Prudence. But she doesn't suspect her of being Lady Whistledown, but she found out she's writing letters to Colin, and then they just like tease her about it. Colin is her friend.
Yeah.
Just so we're all on the same page.
And he's in Greece, just tripping the life fantastique, I guess.
He's doing his like traveling, his like man traveling. Yeah.
Who doesn't love a little man traveling?
Before you settle down, you have to have a man traveling.
Hey.
So he's
not once.
He's like added Albania to the. So he's just like traveling all over the continent.
Okay. So Lord Featherington died last season.
He was murdered.
Was murdered last season.
Yeah.
And they're proper broke. And there's just another Lord Featherington out there.
So, oh God. It's like, I'm trying to remember what I retain of like other Edwardian like novels and stuff that I've read. Basically, it's called like an entail. And so he died without sons and without son-in-laws. And so it basically passes to the next closest male relative.
So it is a relative.
Yeah, he is a Featherington.
But he's not.
He's distant.
But he's not married. He's not suddenly married to.
No.
Okay.
They don't do that. No, they don't do that. I have a suspicion. I don't remember who Prudence marries in the book, so they might throw Prudence at him because he is tall and hotter than I expected.
So I'm going to go with cute.
Sure.
He's not like comically hot the way some of these people are, but there is a certain charm, especially when you were expecting. They set us up expecting not much.
Like an old, ugly man, basically.
Who was going to be mean just because he could.
I mean, he has put Portia out of her rooms, but they are the rooms for Lord Featherington, so.
She's gonna get a spank on the bottom.
She is? Why? Okay.
I'm going to a.
Oh, you think she's gonna try to seduce him?
I don't know. I'm going to.
Okay.
I want a sexy party.
Oh. Well, I don't know. We might get another sexy party.
But Polly Walker, she had a couple stunts in Rome that I keep wanting her to.
Yeah, just up that. Yeah.
Remember when she bathed in the ox blood?
I did never watch Rome.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Yeah, she sacrifices an ox.
Oh, okay.
And
you know what? Maybe I did watch, like, maybe you showed me that. Regardless, yeah.
She also dyes her hair with urine.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, yeah, so I watched episodes of Rome.
So that's just, I want a little bit of sexy party. But, and Cressida's a cunt. So,
yeah.
I was a little, I mean, it's there. I know this is typical me.
You liked her last season.
Well, it's not as much as I liked her.
I
think Daphne did her dirty.
A little.
And I was sort of like, justice for Cressida.
Okay, but I do like it because in my opinion, it made Daphne interesting because she was looking out for, it was like the most selfish thing she did. Was like going after the prince to make the Duke jealous.
Yes, and Cressida and her mother approached Daphne tail between their legs, which is the debt has been paid, and she still kind of threw her over. So
yeah, but then Cressida saw her and the Duke making out and was going to tell everybody and ruin Daphne. She's a bitch.
No, that's what I said. I was like, I was rooting for her, and So she was trying to finagle Eloise into her clique.
Yeah,
which it's like there's just.
It's very the first time that Harry Potter meets Draco Malfoy, and he's like, I can tell you who the right friends are, and he's like, fuck you.
It's like that's not how to actually like seduce somebody. How to actually sort of, I don't know. I expected
this dumbass wallflower.
No, yeah.
Like, don't insult her current friend.
I was like, because if this is strategic and she's trying to get on, if Eloise is a valuable pawn, then what Cressida needs to do is suddenly befriend Penelope out of nowhere.
That's the other thing too, is that she really sincerely cut Penelope in like episode 1 of season 1.
She spilled the...
Yeah, and then Colin like asked her to dance anyway. And so it's like,
I tried.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty. That's my thing.
She's so pretty.
I love
But she does also wear her hair too tight.
Spilled some tea.
Multiple things can be true.
Is there anybody else that we need to touch on?
I don't think new
The Queen
people.
is still amazing.
She had one dress I really didn't care for.
It was so ugly that I liked it.
Okay, fair. She kind of looked like a pedophore, but
I think every so often you kind of need to be like,
sure. But also her wigs remain incredible, like the best thing.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that I think goes without saying, but the blind casting, is just inspired.
It's a Shondaland special, and I love how she just keeps doing it.
I think it's exquisite. I love everything about it because this is fantasy. This is historical fiction.
Yeah,
so
love it.
Why the hell not? I think, like I said, they're wearing plastic in half of the thing. Like those flowers were fake. So
fine. I guess we did mostly hit all of it. Antony that's the deal. Antony's decided to find a wife, and Lady Violet has chosen violence, saying it so loud at the party, the first party of the season. Hilarious to me. I saw it in the trailer and I was like, ha! It's so funny.
So, okay. Well, we're going to watch episode 2 and then we'll be back.
Bye.